5 signs he is emotionally committed to you. In this video, you will discover the for sure signs that he is indeed actually in it for the long haul versus you actually getting stuck in, wishful thinking that he is interested in you when he's really not. So this video will really help you to clarify exactly what's what. Now, if you're ready to learn these secrets and magnetize the relationship of your dreams, pop into the comment section. I am ready. I'm, of course, your host, Antia, founder and creator of the Magnetize Your Man method. And look, this is the channel where we magnetize your man so that the man that you want desires and, yes, pursues you forever. And, of course, thanks for being a man magnet. We acknowledge you so much for being here today. And if you like anything about this video, what I wear, my jewelry, my background, then hey, please give me a favor and give it a like. And also don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell there as well to get notified for more juicy videos coming your way. And lastly, sharing is caring. So share it with a couple of girlfriends that feel could benefit from this content. Now, of course, watch the video until the very end for a surprising bonus that will really help you out a lot. Now, let's go ahead and dive right into the 5 signs that he is indeed emotionally committed to you. Number 5, he shares secrets that don't put him in a good light. So I actually want to make that distinction because sometimes men share strategically their secrets, right? Because they actually want to manipulate you. Now, however, it usually still ends up putting them in somewhat of a good light, right? It's like just, I just want to let you know I'm actually a millionaire. I'm actually a cemeritarian, whatever that word is. Right? Like I'm actually I'm telling you a secret, that I'm actually more vulnerable than you think I am, right? So those are all those they make men look so good. But I'm actually talking about sharing secrets with you that are rather almost unfavorable to that doesn't really put him in a good light, right? And that was certainly true when I met my husband, Brody. He would really share secrets with me that were really deep shadows for him, right? He was judging himself for them. So that was extremely emotionally being completely naked. And he's only going to do that if he's emotionally committed to you, because he's never going to risk that somebody has that much power over him if he's not emotionally invested enough. So make sure that that is the case. There is a revealing happening in that dating process. Now, comment below which country or state you're watching from so we can welcome you as well. Now let's flip the script. Number 4 is he supports you in your shadow, okay? So, and I really say shadow because you don't want to say in your dark moments or whatever it is, because it really depends on who you talk to. So your shadow is essentially all the different ways of being, all the different qualities and traits that you judge inside of yourself. So if you're judging being angry and like a rage monster, and you feel like when I'm going into my anger, when I'm like a rage monster, that's when he will actually cut off and disconnect, or I have to cut off and disconnect so he doesn't see that. What you're going to experience with this man who's emotionally committed to you is that he will support you in your shadow. And the same is, of course, true when you have other experiences as well. When you're, for example, selfish, or when you have a collapse, sadness, where you normally expect yourself to be the adult, right? To be mature. And he's going to be there for you when you break down, right? But the biggest thing, I actually love the anger one, because the anger one is almost like saying we're putting ourselves in an unfavorable light, or we're too big, right? We're too intense, right? We're too much for this guy. And however, he will indeed stay. So when I started dating Brody, that is definitely indeed what happened, that when I was going into my anger, my rage, he loved it. He fully supported it, right? He held space for me, right? He's like, do you want me to be here or not? I'm happy to hold space for you. I'm happy to support you, to tell you more, get it all out, right? And of course, that, tremendously supported my own nervous system. So if you like this content, of course, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up as well. Now, number 3 is he voluntarily changes. Okay, I have so many women come to me and they want an emotionally unavailable man, an avoidant attachment style, a dismissive avoidant attachment style to change, right? And they want to make them change, right? They're like taking all the actions and they accommodate them. And, but in reality, when a man is really emotionally committed to you, he voluntarily changes, right? So you don't even have to say anything, but he wants to change. Why? Because he wants to be a better man for you, right? He wants to be in integrity with himself. He wants to step into his purpose and be fully aligned so that he can actually really feel like, quote unquote, a man. So this is really important because on my journey with Brody, it's so interesting, when I started dating Brody, for me, it was important to have someone who's somewhat of an athlete, exercise on a regular basis. And Brody's idea of exercising was jogging in place for a couple minutes. And what's interesting about that is like over the years, he voluntarily changed and he actually hired a personal mentor and trainer and goes to the gym regularly and all the things, takes care of himself, right? Because he wants to be a better man for me, right? He wants to hold space for me. But I wasn't like constantly nagging him, telling him like, hey babe, what about the workout? Hey babe, what's happening? Right? So he voluntarily did that. So if you haven't done so already, join our free Magnetize Your Man Facebook group. mymfbgroup.com is your golden ticket. Now, number 2, and this is like really important because I see so many women give men the benefit of the doubt, is look, he remembers important dates because you are actually a priority for him. He puts you first. How does he prove that? Well, you are actually taking up mental real estate inside of himself. It's really that simple, right? You're actually important enough that he remembers when you had an important job interview or when you had an important business meeting or when your grandma's birthday that was really important to you, whatever the case may be, whatever important anniversary, right? Because he knows there's charge around the state for you, right? Like he knows that you care so much about the state, and because he cares so much about you, he then of course naturally cares so much about the state. There's a positive association that's linked, right? So he'll remember that, right? He'll be actually like, oh, I remember when we met the first time, right? And he will also remember important details, which leads me to number 1. Okay, he is indeed inquisitive. He is interested in you. He's invested in your girlfriend. And what that means is he asks you questions when you're on a date. And he's an active listener. So when you tell him about your date, not about your date, maybe like with day with your girlfriend or at work, he's gonna ask follow-up questions. Oh, so tell me, so what did you think when your colleague said that he didn't agree with the project? And how do you feel now about this? So he's inquisitive. He's following along. He's tracking along with you in this map, right? Like this treasure map, so to say, towards your internal world, because he actually feels more connected to you, and his love, his emotions feel more magnified inside of himself as he's following along. Now, this is really important because I see women all the time who give benefit of the doubt. Oh, he didn't ask me that many questions because, I asked him questions, or he had a busy day, or he has like several kids to take care of, and whatever the case may be, right? So no. He is going to be inquisitive. My husband, from the get-go, had always asked me like very specific question, like, you know what, this is a really good question. Yeah, let me actually see what the answer to that is, right? Sometimes even questions that I didn't ask myself. So even better, that's like a total bonus. That's really when he adds on to your life in ways that you can't even imagine. Now, before I share my bonus secret, I'd love to hear from you. What's your current status with a guy that you like? And what's some of the advice that may have helped you today as well? And of course, every month we randomly select a comment from one of our videos to win a free access to one of our top programs, such as our Ultimate Love Recipe. So I'd love to hear your thoughts below as well. Now, thank you for staying until the very end. So here is your bonus secret. He becomes a problem solver, right? So instead of him actually saying, oh, you're on your own, you know what I mean? Like, you do you, girlfriend, you do you, boo, I do me. He actually comes in and really supports you and really wants to fix your problems. He is really, again, it's this theme that you see today is about he is invested into you, into your life, right? He wants to make your life easier. He wants to be your hero. Now, we're not talking about a man who, of course, has this hero complex, who constantly has to be there for other people and go out of his way and be, basically out of integrity of himself. But I'm really talking about a secure, aligned, congruent, persistent, consistent man, right? Like, he actually wants to solve problems for you because that's part of like his purpose, right? Like, he's actually there to hold space for you so you can step more into your purpose. So now, if you haven't done so already, take our free Magnetize Your Man quiz at mymquiz.com. And if you haven't done so already, hello, when a man deeply loves you, he will start saying these 5 things. Ladies, this is it for today. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.